I'm ranking the top 30 pitchers in Major League Baseball for the 2026 season. Welcome back to day number 11 of the 12 days of MLB rankings. We're almost there. Tomorrow, Christmas Day, top 50 players in the entire league. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on that. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of my starting pitching rankings. I'm sure we're going to disagree. This is the one that you guys normally disagree with the most, so let me know what you're thinking in the comments. Now, let's get going into the rankings. Getting the top 30 started at number 30, I've got Nathan Eovaldi of the Texas Rangers. Last year was awesome for Eovaldi, and without injuries, he might have been up for the Cy Young Award. 130 innings, a 1.73 ERA, a whip at .854 is crazy good. Eovaldi struck out 26% of the batters he faced while walking only 4.2%. Honestly, if Eovaldi just threw more innings, he'd be higher on this list, but because of the injury stuff with him and the fact that the prior few years he's kind of just been like a middle of the rotation guy, I can't bump him up too much, but gotta tip the cap to him. 173 over 130 innings. He was one of the more effective pitchers in baseball last year when he was on the mound. That's a top 30 ranking for sure. Next up at number 29, we've got the rookie, Trey Yesavage. It's crazy to say because Yesavage only threw 14 innings at the major leagues last year before being one of the best pitchers we've seen in the postseason in a minute, where he threw 27 innings. Yesavage was awesome. I do think he's a borderline top 30 pitcher right now. The splitter is ridiculously good. He's got a good fastball. The slider is something that he can build on. Obviously, this might be crazy aggressive, but when I see a dog like that in the postseason just ball out like he did, pitching some big games. I know against Seattle, he wasn't the most effective necessarily, but I respect the dog mentality. He's going to be 22 years old. He was one of the top prospects in baseball. Yesavage is really good. I do think he's a top 30 pitcher in the game going into 2026. Down a few spots here at number 28, I've got Joe Ryan of the Minnesota Twins. Ryan simply is one of the best pitchers in baseball, has an extremely unique fastball that basically nobody touches, and year after year, he gives you good performances. Now, we need to see a little more length out of Joe Ryan, but still, he gave us a career high in innings last year at 171, a 3.42 ERA with a whip at 1.035. He doesn't walk anybody, doesn't give up many hits. Weirdly, the hits he does give up, they're home runs, but he strikes out a ton of batters. I mentioned that fastball. It's really good, and I do think he's an underrated pitcher in the game. Like a 28.2% K rate with a 5.7% walk rate is one of the best K to walk ratios in the league. That's what you want, and with nobody on base, you don't mind those home runs. Joe Ryan, definitely a top pitcher in the game. Another Blue Jay on the list here at number 27, I've got Kevin Gausman. Gausman just has to get on here because the sheer volume and production that he gives every year is incredible. The fact that in his time with the Blue Jays, he averages about 185 innings a season with a 3.5 ERA, a whip at 1.1. He's got a disgusting splitter. The slider's been good too. And he gave another great season last year of 193 innings, 3.59 ERA, whip at 1.06. That definitely gets you into the top 30. He just missed out on last year. This year, he just gets into it. This is just kind of the pitcher he is. It's a volume over sheer stuff guy, even though the stuff is great. Might not be the Cy Young Award candidate like he was prior, but he's been awesome with the Blue Jays, and I think he definitely deserves to be on these rankings. Just missing on the top 25 at number 26, I've got Nick Pivetta of the San Diego Padres. Pivetta had a major breakout season last year, a guy whose ERA had hovered around the 4s for his career. Last year, he took a huge step forward, 181 innings, the most of his career, a 2.87 ERA, a whip under 1 at .985. That's gross. He finished 6th in the Cy Young voting, a 3.49 FIP, always was a big strikeout guy and did it again last year. 26.4% strikeouts, 6.9% walks. Nice. Playing in San Diego helps a ton. That ballpark is a huge help to him. Doesn't give up nearly as many home runs, but also didn't give up really any hits, and a sub-1 whip with a sub-3 ERA. It was tough to keep him outside the top 25, but yeah, he is that good. You could argue he deserves to be inside of it. Without a doubt, my most aggressive ranking at number 25, I've got Nolan McLean of the New York Mets. Go ahead, yell at me in the comment section, but 1, if you've seen this guy pitch, 2, if you've seen the pitching ninja clips, 3, if you look at the numbers, they're all insane, and I do believe that this is an ace in the making. Last year, 48 innings with the Mets, a 2.06 ERA, a whip at 1.04, a FIP at 2.97, all stuff that makes you think really good. And then the K rate was 30%, the walk rate was 8.5. It's like a 22-23% K rate with some of the most disgusting stuff in baseball. The pitches move like wiffle balls. The slider's insane. The curveball's insane. The sinker's insane. I just think that Nolan McLean is going to turn out to be one of the better pitchers in baseball. And while this is aggressive homer bias, guess what? They're my rankings. I can do this. I think he's a top 25 pitcher in the game right now. And if you don't, that's okay. We can disagree. Just remember when he balls out next year, top 25 guy. Coming in as the 24th pitcher in Major League Baseball, I've got Minnesota Twins right-handed pitcher Pablo Lopez. I still think Pablo's a dog. I still think he's really good. He only threw 75 innings due to injury last year, and I know his ERA has been all over the place, but all the underlying stuff tells you that he is one of the 25 best pitchers in baseball. You watch him pitch, you see he's one of the 25 best pitchers in baseball, and last year in those 75 innings, a 2.7 ERA, a whip at 3.19. He struck out 23% of the batters he faced, walked only 6.4%. It's not one of the higher K to walks of his career. He definitely had higher heights, but I'm thinking the injury had something to do with it, and still he was extremely effective. People, again, probably going to get mad at me for Pablo Lopez, but I just like this guy as a pitcher, and I think if the Twins trade him, you're seeing a frontline starter on a winning team. He can go back to being clear top 25 in my eyes. Cease is obviously very good, and last year was a weird season. He kind of just got torched. A 4.55 ERA, a whip at 1.32. That's not the pitcher I think Cease is. He split the difference between the 2 years in San Diego, and while the ERA is still high, the whip is much lower at 1.1. The FIP is 3.31, which tells you that maybe a little bit unlucky last year. The K rate is still right around 30% with a walk rate below 10%. Some of the best stuff in baseball, he just needed some consistency, and I do think the Blue Jays are going to be able to get that out of him. He got paid big time money, so clearly the rest of baseball thinks he's one of the top pitchers. I think Cease is really good. I think you should too. Last year was a fluke, but I do have to keep him outside the top 20. Gotta prove it to me in Toronto. Down one spot at number 22, I've got Framber Valdez of the Houston Astros. I think we're weirdly a little too negative on Framber right now. I know we had that whole weird thing with Cesar Salazar at the end of the season where he crossed him up on purpose, but I mean, just look at Framber. He's a ground ball king. He gives you a ton of volume, always has a low ERA. For his career, he has a 3.36 ERA. Last year, 3.66, a whip at 1.245. Not the strongest season of him, which is why I technically bumped him down, but 192 innings. The FIP is great. He still throws hard. The K rate's always around 25-ish%. I think Framber's getting underrated right now on the market, and I get it. I understand. Might not be as high of a ceiling, but he's an incredibly high floor. I think he's really good. And then outside the top 20, at number 21, I've got Garrett Cole. Now, it's not that I don't think Garrett Cole can go back to being a top 5 pitcher in the game. It's just being 35 years old, coming off of Tommy John surgery, after a season where he didn't look the sharpest either, only 95 innings. I think it's safe to say we got to see Garrett Cole throw again, because it's been a minute. Still, you're looking at a guy who, when healthy, gives you incredible volume, won a Cy Young Award just 2 seasons ago back in 2023. He is one of the best pitchers in baseball when healthy and right, but coming off a major surgery later in his career, I just need to see it before I can bump him back up. After a season, I bumped him down, so just right outside the top 20 right now, especially because I think he's going to miss the beginning of the year as well. Getting the top 20 start at number 20, I've got Freddie Peralta of the Milwaukee Brewers. Freddie's an ace. He's really good. Freddie Peralta is one of the better pitchers in the game. Another season of 170 plus innings, a 2.7 ERA, a whip at 1.07, finished 5th in the Cy Young voting, made it to the All-Star game, struck out over 200 batters for the 3rd straight season in his career. K rate was up 28.2%. Does still walk some guys, but the swing and miss stuff's great. Doesn't allow a ton of base runners and can get a strikeout when he needs it. Freddie Peralta is one of the better pitchers in the game. Definitely deserves to be inside the top 20. I feel kind of dirty I didn't rank him inside the top 30 last year, but 2025, best season of his career by far. Coming in as the 19th best pitcher in Major League Baseball, heading out west, Bryan Woo of the Seattle Mariners. Woo! He's so good. Woo's really good. Career whip under 1 in 400 innings. Disgusting. 5th in the Cy Young voting. This is a guy who I think could crack the top 10 easily in 2026. A 2.94 ERA in 186 innings, a .927 whip, a FIP at 3.47. Another guy who's got a crazy fastball. He doesn't walk anybody, a K to walk ratio at around like 23, 22%. 27.1 K rate, 4.9 walk rate, throws a bunch of pitches. This is a huge win for Mariners player development. The fact that one of the best pitchers in baseball was a 6th round pick and stunk in college, that's so cool. Big fan of Woo. Honestly, might even be underrating him, truthfully. Down a few spots here at number 18, I've got Tyler Glasnow of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Simply put, he's just got to give us more volume. I can't rank him like I did last year inside the top 10 when he gave us 90 innings last year. Now, they were a great 90, an ERA at 3.19, a whip at 1.096. He still strikes everybody out, a 29% K rate, but the walks were up. So lack of volume plus walking more guys as he's getting older, something to keep an eye out for. Glasnow's obviously still very good, and this is one of the better pitchers in baseball. I just need to see it for a full season. Like, I just I need more than 130 innings this year from him. Can he do that? Because in terms of stuff, it's arguably the best in the league. Now, on the complete flip side, at number 17, I've got Max Fried of the New York Yankees. Fried is a guy who the stuff to me doesn't jump off the page, but every year he gives you like 180 innings, an ERA in the low 3s, high 2s, a low whip. He was 4th in the Cy Young Award. He was a huge savior for the Yankees last year, losing Garrett Cole. The stuff isn't pretty, but he just performs every single season. And again, these are my rankings, so I can rank him wherever I want. I do think he's a borderline top 15 pitcher in the game. 23.6% K rate, 6.4% walk rate. Does everything you'd want out of a frontline starter and ace. Did he fall off at the end of the year? For sure, but I don't know. Max Fried's still a borderline top 15 guy in my eyes. I think one of the biggest jumps in today's video comes in at number 16, Spencer Schwellenbach of the Atlanta Braves. I'm just a huge fan of Schwellenbach. He throws a ton of pitches. They all are disgusting. He throws hard. The numbers are great. Again, he got hurt, so not enough volume to really bump him up higher where I think he ultimately will belong. But so far in his career, we've seen him throw 234 innings at 3.23 ERA, a whip at 1.007, a low FIP, has struck out 25.2% of the batters he's faced, doesn't walk anybody, 4.4%. Another guy who does give up the long ball here and there, but there's nobody on base, so who cares? I think Schwellenbach's extremely underrated in baseball, and if he has a good season in 2026, I think this is an easy top 10 pitcher in the game candidate. He is so good. Completely blown by Spencer Strider in terms of talent, in my opinion. In the top 15 start at number 15 at Jacob deGrom. It feels weird to drop him outside the top 10. But obviously, he's not the same pitcher that he once was. He's not throwing 102 anymore. But low-key, what an awesome year for him. At age 37, gave us 172 innings of a 2.97 ERA, a whip under 1 at .92. It's not the same version of deGrom that we're used to. We'll have to see what it looks like in 2026. There is always the concern about volume with him. But when he's on the mound, you are getting elite innings. I just think I can't put him in the top 10 as a 38-year-old next season. It feels like it'd be insane, even though the numbers were so good. Again, 8th in the Cy Young voting at 37 after throwing a combined total of 265 innings since 2020. Like, so good. I love seeing deGrom pitch this well. It makes me happy to rank him at 15 because that means he was healthy, but also sad because he's not the same deGrom he once was. For the 14th best pitcher in Major League Baseball, I've got Cole Reagans of the Kansas City Royals. Ignore the ERA, injury stuff. Maybe this one's crazy, but you're just not really finding the quality of stuff that Cole Reagans has in baseball too often, especially from the left side. It's crazy good. Now, last year, a 4.6 ERA, 61 innings. You're going to scream and yell at me. It's fine. The FIP was crazy low. The strikeouts are insane. He struck out nearly 40% of the batters he faced last year. It honestly doesn't really even make any sense how his ERA was this high. I think it's just because he didn't throw enough innings, because the prior year, 186 innings, 3.14 ERA, a 2.99 FIP, a whip at 1.143, 4th in the Cy Young in 2024. Had to bump him down a little bit, but I still think he is a premier pitcher in the game. And pitching in Kansas City just helps so much. Up 5 spots at number 13, I've got Hunter Greene of the Cincinnati Reds. This is an ace. Another guy who we want to see a little more volume from. Only threw 107 innings last year, but some of the best 107 in baseball. A 2.76 ERA, a whip at .93, throws 110 miles an hour. I really wanted to rank Chase Burns because I do think that these two guys are just unreal good, but Burns just doesn't have the longevity or the numbers where Greene does. He got the split finger too, which is solid and something that I think is going to get better. One of the best K rates in the league. Doesn't walk anybody, and he does this while pitching one of the least pitcher-friendly ballparks in baseball. Borderline top 10 guy. All these guys are really good. We're talking about some of the best pitchers in the league right here. For the 12th best pitcher in the league, I've got Hunter Brown of the Houston Astros. Man, what a breakout season for Hunter Brown. A 2.43 ERA in 185 innings, 206 strikeouts, a K rate at 28.3%, a walk rate at 7.8. Nobody hits the ball hard off him. Nobody barrels him up. He doesn't walk anybody. Gets a ton of whiff, gets a ton of chase, gets ground balls. Everything you'd want to have a pitcher. I mean, he throws 97. The curveball's good. He's got 6 different pitches he's throwing. Hunter Brown is awesome. This guy, again, arguably could be inside the top 10. He's been that dominant over the last few years. This is the Astros' best pitcher. It's not even close. It's part of the reason why I don't think they even care about signing Framber. Hunter Brown's just much better. And then just missing on the top 10 at number 11, I've got Logan Gilbert of the Seattle Mariners. Gilbert, just year after year, is really good. Only threw 131 innings, though, last year due to injury, but still, 3.44 ERA, struck out 32% of the batters he faced. Walking under 6% is crazy. He gets insane extension, the best in baseball, so that 95-mile-an-hour fastball fastball really feels like 97 or even 98. He's got the ridiculous slider. He's got the wipeout splitter. He's even mixed in a curveball and some sinkers. If Gilbert got to like 160, 170 innings, he'd be top 10. That's the only thing keeping him outside of it. Because getting the top 10 start at number 10, I've got Chris Sale of the Atlanta Braves. It's crazy. Chris Sale just keeps doing this, but getting to Atlanta, he's been disgusting. And similarly, not a lot of volume last year due to an injury, but in the 125 innings he pitched, a 2.58 ERA, a whip at 1.07, struck out 32.4% of the batters he faced, walking only 6.3%. Nobody barrels up the baseball against him. Nobody hits it hard. Everybody chases. Everybody whiffs. He's throwing more sliders than fastballs now, and even still, that fastball from the left side at age 36 was 95 miles an hour. The slider moves like a wiffle ball. He's so ridiculously good. Again, just bumped him down a little bit of an age curve. Still a top 10 pitcher in the game, though. Big jump up here. At number 9, I've got Logan Webb of the San Francisco Giants. I don't think I respected him enough. He deserves to be a top 10 pitcher for so many different reasons. While he doesn't get the K rate like some of these other guys, last year he did 26.2%, second highest in his career. He doesn't walk anybody. He struck out the most batters in the National League, through the most innings. It's the third straight season he's gone over 200 innings, which is insanely valuable. While the whip was a little bit higher, that's going to happen because people put the ball in play a little bit more. But a 3.22 ERA with a FIP at 2.6, almost a career high in K rate, fourth in the Cy Young voting. Got to show some love to Logan Webb. And not to mention, like, 54% ground ball rate with a 26% K rate. That's elite stuff. The sinker, the sweeper, all of it. It's so good. Down one spot at number 8, I've got Blake Snell of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Whether you love him or hate him, Blake Snell, when he pitches, is one of the best pitchers in baseball. He's only given us 160 innings the last 2 seasons combined. I know, maybe this is crazy, but when he's on the mound, he's just so good, and you saw it in the postseason too. Like, over Snell's last 350 innings, a 2.5 ERA, a whip at 1.15, FIP at 3.0. Striking out 450 batters in 350 innings is crazy. The K rate over his last 350 innings is 32%. Does he walk guys? Sure, but you don't hit him. You just don't. Doesn't even give up home runs. Like, last year was one of his weaker years, and he was still so good. It's just a health game for Snell. Still top 10 in the league. The biggest riser in today's video, at number 7, Christopher Sanchez. Wow, this guy's awesome. You notice Ranger Suarez didn't get ranked. Christopher Sanchez made the Phillies go, we don't need him. We got a guy, and he's much better. He's arguably the best pitcher on that team. 202 innings last year, a 2.5 ERA, a whip at 1.064, finished second in the Cy Young voting, got MVP votes, 26% K rate, 5% walk rate. Like, oh my God. Sanchez throws a ton of sinkers, got 58.5% ground ball rate last year, along with elite extension. So that 95-mile-an-hour sinker feels even harder, and you hit it into the ground. Sinker, changeup, slider. It's that simple, and it's so effective. Elite rates across the league in terms of chase, whiff, barrel rates. He's just so good. Ever so slightly, just one spot ahead of him, at number 6, I've got Zach Wheeler. The fact that Wheeler's coming off a major injury had to bump him down a little bit, but still, this is one of the 6 best pitchers in the game, arguably top 5. Wheeler last year in 149 innings, a 2.7 ERA, a whip under 1, again at 0.94, 33% K rate, 5.6% walk rate. Nobody hits the ball hard. Everybody chases. Everybody whiffs. He's got 6 different pitches he's thrown. They're all incredible. He still throws 96, 97. The injury scares me, there's no doubt, which is why I had to bump him down a little bit, but even still, this is a top 6 pitcher in the game, and you could even yell at me and say he deserves to be in the top 5. Totally buy that. I wouldn't even argue. He's that good. Can't believe the Mets let this guy go. Brody Van Wagenen, I will never forgive you. You're such a moron. Okay, here comes the rage. At number 5, I've got Shohei Ohtani. Yes, Shohei Ohtani is one of the best hitters in baseball, and he's also one of the best pitchers. We only saw him throw 47 innings last year, and if you weren't impressed, I don't know what you were watching. He was throwing 100 miles an hour. He threw 7 different pitches because why not? One of the best hitters on the planet, and I can throw 7 different pitches at just elite clip. He struck out 33% of the batters he faced, walked only 4%. Nobody barreled up the ball. Nobody hit it hard. Everybody's whiffing. Everybody's chasing. How does he keep doing this? I know it's only 47 innings, and that was the first time he threw since 2023, and I don't care. He's one of the 5 best pitchers in the game. Ohtani glaze. You want to accuse me of glazing Ohtani? I'll do it all day. Ohtani's the man. Just a little tip of my cap here at number 4, Garrett Crochet, who was also ranked 4th last year, and some people gave me some flack saying, oh, it's too soon. Oh, was it? Because he just balled out, and he would have been number 3 if it wasn't for the guy ahead of him who'd be an even better. Garrett Crochet last year, 205 innings, 2.59 ERA, 1.03 whip, The fastball, electric, the cutter, disgusting, sweeper, sinker, even messing around with a changeup. 31.3% K rate, 5.7% walk rate. His baseball savant page is silly. It's literally all red. Good ground ball rate, good extension, good barrel rates, good chase rates, good whiff rates. Throws harder than almost any lefty in the game that's a starting pitcher. It's very difficult to be an effective lefty in Fenway Park, and Garrett Crochet is dominant. Dominant. This is a top 4 pitcher in the game. You could say even 3, and it's unfortunate because he would be like the best pitcher in baseball if it wasn't for the guys at the top. Ever so slightly ahead of Garrett Crochet, at number 3, I've got Yoshinobu Yamamoto of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Don't let it be understated what he did in the postseason, having an effect on where I ranked him. Absolute dog. Dog! One of the best postseason performances we've ever seen. And then in season, one of the best seasons that we've seen from a Japanese pitcher ever. One of the best seasons we saw from a pitcher last year. Yamamoto, 173 innings, 2.49 ERA, a whip under 1 at .99. He struck out 29.4% of the batters he faced, walked 8.6%, throws 95, has that insane splitter. The curveball, the cutter, they move like crazy. He's even introduced a sinker because he's getting insane ground ball rates too. 53.7% ground ball rate. A pitcher of his stature with his arsenal shouldn't be getting ground balls at that rate, but he does because the stuff is that good. You can't barrel this guy up. He's a big game pitcher. He's the most expensive pitcher in baseball, and he deserves it. He is the best pitcher not named Paul Skenes and Tarik Skubal. Just missing out at number 1. At number 2, Paul Skenes of the Pirates. I can't believe I'm not ranking him 1. Skubal's just so good, and Paul Skenes is so good. This is making me sick to my stomach saying Skenes 2. Like, what? Let's forget the rankings. Let's just call him 1A, 1B. Paul Skenes last year. 32 starts, 1.97 ERA. He has a career ERA at 1.96 in 300 innings. He has a whip under 1 for his career, .95. Struck out 29.5% of the batters he faced, walked 5.7%. Nobody barrels him up, as you can imagine. He throws gas. He's got 7 different pitches that he throws. There's just not really anybody better. In terms of a start to a major league career, this is one of the best starts we've ever seen in baseball history for a starting pitcher. And I don't think he's slowing down anytime soon. It's incredible how good Paul Skenes is. What's crazy is I think he might be getting even better. I think there's still more in there where Paul Skenes could be even better than he was, which is insane to say. So yes, Paul Skenes is technically my number 2 ranked pitcher going into 2026, but this is really a tie at number 1. It feels so dirty. Because at number 1, it's Tarik Skubal of the Detroit Tigers. 3rd straight season of a whip under 1. 3rd straight season of an ERA below 2. This year, he won the American League Cy Young Award again. 2.21 ERA in 195 innings. Struck out 32.2% of the batters he faced. Walked only 4.4%. That's why he gets the slight nod ahead of Skenes. Just better K to walk ratio, despite having basically the exact same numbers. He also throws 100 miles an hour from the left side. The changeup's out of control. He's got the sinker now too, which is good. The slider's great. Elite whiff rates, some of the craziest chase rates we've ever seen. The hard hit rate, nobody hits the ball well off of him, and it makes sense. How could you? From the left side, this is unreal good. This is the best pitcher in baseball. Tarik Skubal, number 1 in the league, in my opinion. So there they are, my top 30 pitchers in Major League Baseball. I'd love to know what you guys think. Was anybody snubbed? Who was left off? Give me your thoughts and opinions. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, as well as subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the content, including the top 50 players in Major League Baseball coming out tomorrow on Christmas Day. Follow me on all my social media, GiraffeNeckMarc. Links are in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. You know the drill from here on out. This is the most recent upload in the 12 days of MLB rankings, and this is a playlist to all the rankings. If you have not yet seen them, click through them. Thank you guys again. I really do appreciate the sport's insane, and I'll catch you tomorrow for the top 50 players in the league. Bye.